guys, it's Samira and welcome back to my channel. Yesterday I got back from India, and instead of doing my usual travel vlog where I kind of just take you along with me throughout the vacation, I thought instead I would sit down and talk to you about the experiences and about what I learned through this journey. I'm going to share my thoughts as well as pictures and videos throughout the video, and stay tuned until the end because I'm going to be showing you guys the souvenirs that I bought in India and some of the clothes I bought. So I've actually been to India around 6 times, I think. We usually go every other year, although COVID kind of screwed up that schedule. But I genuinely feel like this trip was the most eye-opening for me because I'm just like not a naive little kid anymore. I actually, was awake during the long car rides and I wasn't just like sleeping and stuff. So I definitely feel like I got more out of this India trip than I have any other time we've been to India. First off, the overall trip was really fun. We got to catch up with family, and I also got to see a new part of India that I haven't been to before. So we usually go to dehradun because that's where my grandma lives, and we also usually go to Delhi because we just fly into Delhi and then we end up staying there for a couple of days one way or another. But this was the first time I've been to Rajasthan. Within Rajasthan we went to Jodhpur and Jaisalmer. My grandma's house, although it's like kind of old, I think it's like maybe 20 years old now, 21, it is really pretty, and the view you have from the balcony, it's of like the mountains and of Missouri, which is nearby. So it's a really pretty area, and I feel like it's almost like a quiet oasis away from like the hustling bustling of the rest of Dehradun and like the town nearby. For most of the time in Dehradun, we spent time hanging out with family and also catching up with like my grandma's circle of friends, the ones that we usually see every time. So we kind of like saw like the same group 3 days in a row. Like one night one of the aunties invited us over for dinner and everyone was there, and then the next day someone else invited all of us over for lunch, and then it was our turn to host. We took everyone out to lunch at this place called OTM. I feel like this time going to those like, I guess, sort of obligation lunches and dinners was more fun because I actually talked to the adults and literally heard war stories, which was pretty interesting. I guess it's interesting to hear from someone other than my grandparents, kind of have like a new take on knowledge because they've obviously lived a lot longer than me. In the past, my cousin and my brother and I have just like kind of, gone off and done our own thing, played on our iPad, played with each other, whatever, because we weren't really, old enough to like socialize with the adults, I guess. So this time I thought I got more out of talking to people. I got more out of the little like get-togethers. Also in Dehradun, we did like this little safari that was in like this forest. We were hoping to see a leopard, but unfortunately we did not. Ended up seeing, I think, boar, like wild boar, lots and lots of deer, birds. What else do we see? Oh, this like weird moose thing. I think it's called like a sambar moose or something. I don't know. We also went shopping. My mom and I went shopping for Indian clothes. This was the first time I actually have an interest in buying Indian clothes. And then I also went to H&M and bought something small there. I think one of my favorite lunches was at my aunt's house, my dad's cousin's house, because her house is in like a really pretty section. Like you can outside, like we went outside and we played like badminton, and it's like in a really pretty area, so you can like see the mountains like straight there. And my dad and I even like did like a little walkthrough of another like property in the area for some reason, like just for fun. And we also went on like this little river walk outside of like my grandma's house that was really pretty. So I feel like that's like the good part of India, seeing family and just like in general where my grandma lives, where the people that we see, the people that are in, I guess, her social class, everyone is well comfortable. Like everyone has a staff and like people take care of them. Everyone I know, like all of my grandma's friends, they have like a driver. She has a driver. So like everyone in her circle of friends is very comfortable. I will say that. You do see like a lot of like poverty like right outside her house, which I think is one of the #1 reasons I wouldn't be able to live in India, because I guess seeing that poverty right outside your door would be, I guess it would jade you a little bit. I guess it'd be kind of detrimental to your mental health to see people hurting every time you go outside of your house. Also, there's like more developments popping up around her house, and I feel like her house used to be like kind of in like a rural area, so it used to be kind of like away from like the hustle and bustle, and now it's kind of coming towards that area. Like there was construction going on around her house, so it was like kind of loud and just didn't have the same vibe, I guess. Also, like the area of Dehradun is kind of boring, honestly. Usually we go see a movie when we're in India with like my cousin and my aunt and uncle and stuff, but we didn't want to do that because of COVID, so I felt like certain times I was like bored in the house. There's not really a whole lot to do there, although it is always sunny. It's literally always sunny in Dehradun. Every time I've been, it's sunny, unless it's like monsoon season, which we're not really there for monsoon season. So it's really sunny and just kind of, I guess, brightens your mood. Like it's really gloomy here, and it's kind of bringing my whole mood down. Like I've been really lazy. I kind of feel like I'm like the most inspired when I'm in Dehradun. Like I kept like getting inspiration for like journaling prompts, and I felt like I was learning more there. I don't know if that makes sense. Like just off of living, I felt like I was learning more, even though I wasn't really doing much. So yeah, that's basically Dehradun. I'm gonna talk about Rajasthan now. So after spending, I think we stayed 5 days in Dehradun, we flew to Jodhpur. Jodhpur airport is, let's just say, not like updated at all, but Jodhpur was my favorite out of Jodhpur and Jaisalmer. So we stayed there for 3 days, and we basically saw a fort and 2 palaces. I really like the history that I got to learn about. I got to learn like about the culture in Rajasthan, which I think was interesting because I don't really know a whole lot about the culture there, and you just kind of got to see how like other people live in a different part of India. Jodhpur is also where I did like the majority of shopping. I bought this bandhari, I think it's called bandhari, like skirt and blouse. Bandhari is like the pattern, I'm pretty sure. It's like almost like tie-dye. So I bought that outfit, and I also bought a emerald ring, and my parents actually bought 2 resides. They're like comforters basically. Oh, we also went to this one restaurant called Ras, and that was probably my favorite night out of Rajasthan, not including Dehradun, and it was really, really pretty. So it was like this rooftop bar, so we like went up to the rooftop, had like a mocktail and stuff, which was good, and you could see the Jodhpur fort from the rooftop, which I think was really cool, and it was really pretty. You could hear the Mughals, I think, like praying from the mosque. I think it's mosque. So it was really fun up there, and I also I think I wore this on that night. Yeah, I wore this. We all of us changed into something like nice, and that was like one nice dinner. And then we went downstairs, and all the food was really good there. The dessert was good. We'll probably stay there the most, and Ross is actually a hotel, so we didn't actually stay at Ross, but the property was really pretty as well. But I really do like going to different places, and I guess being busy. When I'm in a different country, I'm not gonna relax. Like when we went to Europe, we're constantly doing something. You know, you can go chill in Florida, you know what I'm saying? So I really liked being busy, and we ventured and we saw the fort and Umad Bhavan. I think one of the places that might have been where Priyanka Chopra got married. It's kind of like a similar design to the Taj Mahal. So next is Jaisalmer. Jaisalmer was also pretty fun. We went to one fort. We were there for a day and a half, so we didn't have a whole lot to do. We basically just hung out at the hotel, and the hotel is so pretty. It was called Suryagar. The architect kind of mimicked a palace or a fort, which I think was really cool, and it was a really pretty property. And I went on this weird mini horse ride. I thought it'd be long, but it was just kind of small, but that was interesting. And then the next day we went to the Jaisalmer fort, which I can't say I love the Jaisalmer fort. It had a lot of history behind it, and I like the stories that our tour guide told us, and it was definitely fun. But we basically took this rickshaw into the fort, and the fort's lived in. There's people that still live in it, and it's the only fort in India that people still live in it. So it felt like it was dirty, and I don't know, it wasn't clean, it wasn't maintained properly. So I think that's one of the reasons I didn't like it as much. But it was pretty, I would say. And we visited a Jain temple inside of the fort, and the architect was just amazing. The details in the fort and in the temple were just so intricate and pretty, which I think is amazing. I feel like this is one of the first times, not maybe the first time, but I saw real India poverty. We were walking along the streets, the busy streets, and it was poverty, and I guess that just puts everything into perspective, that we were really tourists going into this impoverished area. If the government gives people that live in the fort housing, they can make it really nice, the fort. But there was like this little puppy when we came, I think it was out of the fort, and like in the rickshaw when we came out of the fort, and I felt so bad for the little puppy because it's obviously stray. Oh, also one thing about India is like I feel like I didn't mentally prepare myself for going back to India. Like you have to think about how like the culture is different. Like my grandma and my aunt and uncle, like they kind of like talk in like a, I guess in a British way, because obviously British occupied India until 1947. So they kind of like the words they use were like pronounced in a like English way instead of like an American way, and I guess it like kind of threw me off. I'm like, wait, what are you like saying? Like, are you joking, or is that how you actually say it? And there's 3 ways to pronounce English. I feel like the American English way, the British English way, and the Indian British way. The most annoying thing is I would get so stressed at dinner trying to order a dish, because the way they do it is no one really orders something separately. It's usually like the head of the table, the person that's taking everyone out, orders like 4 dishes and the whole table shares it. So my dad was like, would be asking for my opinion, and he's like, you know, you can order what you want, or you have to order what the table wants. So I had to constantly be thinking about, oh, is this person gonna eat what I order, or is it just gonna be me? You know, stuff like that. So the way they do it is you order like 4 dishes, and then the servers literally serve you. Like they actually, you know, go around with every dish and like put it on your plate. So I guess that was kind of odd for me. Like you're not getting an individual dish. I'm not just getting, you know, a chicken and that's gonna be sitting in front of me and I'm eating that chicken. Everyone is sharing everything. So yeah. So the first thing that I bought is something called a miniature painting. We saw lots of these in the Jodhpur palace. Basically, I feel like the more you look, the more detail there was. So we used like our phones to like magnify like into the painting when we saw them. Not this one specifically, but the one that we saw. And you could see all these little details that the artist put into it. So I thought that was really interesting, and I wanted to get one as a souvenir. So I'm gonna show you guys the one that I bought. And my cousin actually bought one that's really similar. It's actually just facing the other way. The miniature painting. There was lots of ones like this that we saw throughout the palace. So my cousin actually has like a camel facing this way, and it's basically the mirror of this, but it is drawn a bit differently and has a little bit of different colors. I also bought 2 books in the airport, actually 3. One I bought for my cousin, but the one I bought for myself is this one, 366 Gems of Hinduism, or from Hinduism. And I just thought it'd be a good book to have that I can annotate and kind of, I guess, take from it. It actually has different pages and stuff from different Hindu scriptures like the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita. So I thought that'd be an interesting book to have for myself, even though my grandpa does have a lot of books that he's lent me and stuff to read. And I also bought this book, and I've heard of this author, so that's one of the main reasons I picked it up. And I started reading this one in India because I only brought 1 book. It was kind of boring, so I was like, I have the rupees, so I'll buy myself a book. And the next thing I bought, probably my favorite purchase, actually, I don't know if it's my favorite, I like the Indian clothes a lot. I bought this real emerald ring, or rather my dad bought this for me. It's real emerald, real diamond, but the band is plated gold, so it's not like real gold, but here it is. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but it's really pretty. Next, these 2 comforters, they're called resides. I think I called, I hear my grandma saying resides. Maybe it's reside. They're like kind of like classic Indian comforter type things. I feel like my aunt has a lot of these in her house, but they're really pretty. My parents bought these for the house. One of them's for our house, the other one I think my mom's gonna give to our grandma. But the one she's gonna give to my grandma is this one. It's like a blue reside, and it has these little flowers on it, which is so pretty. Really, really warm, and this we got in Rajasthan. The other one that I think we're gonna end up keeping for the house is this one. This one is definitely more like, it gives more of like a souvenir vibe because there's like camels on it. Here it is, super pretty. This will match our decor, I think, more. And then from H&M, I think I mentioned I got something. I got this vest. Now finally we get to the Indian clothes. So I laid out everything on the floor, so I'm gonna just kind of do like a once over and kind of show you guys how the outfit would actually look, and then I'll show the pieces individually. So here's the first outfit. This is the only outfit I actually got from the girls section. Just has like a blouse and then like matching pants. I thought it was really cute, and the dupatta. This one is a gold blouse and pants. I don't have a dupatta for this one, so I'm probably gonna get like a gold dupatta for my mom. I have a gold blouse and the lehenga, super pretty lehenga, and I'll also get a dupatta for my mom. This is the classic Rajasthani bandhari outfit. So pretty. I was gonna get like a blue one, but I thought this like sunset shade would be like kind of pretty, and like the ombre effect would look really pretty. So just so you kind of understand what bandhari is, it's like this sort of like tie-dye thing. Here's what it is. So here's the design up close. That's what the little dot type things are called, bandhari. Alright, so I think that's gonna be about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little sit down, kind of talk my way through pictures and videos instead of just like a travel vlog and like sort of like a montage. I thought this would be just a little bit different because India is, you know, where I'm from, where my parents are from, where my grandparents are from. So it's a little bit different than just traveling to like Hawaii or New York. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
She's got